What's up, bassheads? Welcome to the 9th episode of the Bass Drop Podcast. I'm your host, DJ Dirty Bass, and up here we got Kalana.
What's up, everybody?
What's up? So if you comment the word stickers and share the podcast, you will be entered to win a sticker pack with all these stickers: Bass Drop Podcast, Subsonic sticker, and Bass Kitty sticker, and also a 5-pack of my regular stickers. All you got to do is share the podcast on, Facebook, YouTube, whatever platform you're on, and, comment the word stickers. To be entered to win that, if we get to 50 viewers, I will give away a t-shirt and hat bundle. And if we get to 100 viewers, I'll give away a flash drive. As you can see in the top banner up here, our Black Friday sale is active. So if you go to djdirtybass.com, and you use the codes that you see down here at the bottom, BF edits for 30% off flash drives and custom edits. That's any flash drive or custom edit on the website. And then 50% off subscriptions with code BF sub. That's for your first month. And then 10% off Audio Ace and Resilient Sounds with code BF audio. So we've got all kinds of savings going on for Black Friday, as we do every year. But that's it for our introductions. Our guest this week, you may know him, you may not, but his name is Chad Alves, and he goes by Chad Loud. Chad's Loud on Facebook. What's up?
What's up, buddy?
Hey, what do you mean this might not know me? Who the heck doesn't know me? Come on.
Hey,
everybody knows Chad.
Everybody knows you, man. They should know you.
Oh, man. Great to be on the podcast. Great to see you both again, man. Every time I go to a show, I always see both you guys there. I always have a blast.
Right. Recently, we seen you at Ruckus, right?
Yep.
That was the last show you've been to, yeah?
Yep, that was the last show for the 26 Hertz tune, man. The last Chad's playing lows.
Chad's not playing lows
anymore. Chad's hurt you.
Nope, only mid bass.
Only mid bass, like Kalana, huh?
Yeah, buddy.
Come to the dark side, bro. We
It's
play
nice.
mid bass over here.
I see the shirts floating and stuff, the hair tricks, but when I was outside Kalana's vehicle and you see when he's hitting like 36, 38 hertz full tilt, see it's like his whole bumper looks like it's falling apart. His head bulb's falling out of his headlights and everything. Jesus.
Yeah, that thing's
And I'm still
brutal, too.
floating at 38, so just
Yeah.
goes to show you that you can float at the higher frequencies too.
And you're still playing down to the high 20s, which is incredibly impressive.
Yep.
So one thing we ask all our guests whenever they come on the podcast, what originally got you into car audio, and what was your first sound system?
Holy crap, man. Put me on a spot like that. Oh my God. Well, it was when I was younger, I didn't really know much about bass or anything like that. My sister had a couple 12s, but I never really had much bass in my life till I was like in my 20s. It was actually my father was putting it in my mom's car, a pair of Rockford Fosgate P312s. And it was just like on 1,000 watts, but that was like the first like proper system I heard. And it was just like that little bit just gave me the taste for it. And it wasn't specifically that moment that made me want it. It was actually I was camping in New Hampshire, and I heard someone drive by with, and I don't even know what it was. I don't know if it was 418s. Who knows what it was? But it was something so crazy I could feel it in my chest from so far away. I was like, "Are you kidding me?" I'm like, that was bass. And then I fell right down the YouTube route, and it was all Life of Price videos and all that stuff, EXO Contralto, and it was like, wow, this stuff's insane. I just fell in love with it.
Oh yeah. Exo Contralto, man, he's one of the people that I feel like everybody, he was kind of pushed a lot of people into car audio because he's so positive, and that's one thing I like about you personally, because you always have a positive vibe, man. Even if you blow something, you're always positive about everything. And,
that's the way to be about it. You know what I'm saying? It's a hobby. All right, just to be able to do this in itself, like you got to be grateful enough for that. Anything else happens, and then it's like you can't be mad.
Right. Speaking of blowing subs, I've seen you've been cutting your stuff out, man. You've been cutting all your wall out and everything.
Yeah, buddy. A lot of work I gotta fix because that first time around, man, I built this build. It was for Ruckus and Chill last year, and it was like I rushed it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't do as much bracing as I should have. Things started falling apart. The port wall collapsed on me. It was like, oh man, nonstop problems. So it's like finally hitting that down season where like I have like the next big show for me is probably going to be TDH. So I have a couple months was like, it's finally that time where I can go in there and do all the stuff I want to do, get rid of that signal noise and all that crap. Also, I see Log in the comments. Hey, Log.
What's up, Log?
Oh man, but
We're
yeah,
gonna have to have Log on an episode before too long.
right. I know, especially with him with his build too.
Yeah,
I feel like it's the 218s versus 218s. Are you sticking with 218s, Kalana?
No, I'm moving to 615s and a rear window blow through.
Oh,
I
cheater.
actually just recently got rid of the 18, so I don't even have them in my possession anymore.
so
Hey, those are actually on sale pretty good. Okay.
That's what his truck looks like right now.
Yeah, this is what it looks like currently.
You got the wall cut out, and
no crap.
It's still not quite there yet, but I got a lot more work to do ahead of myself here.
All right.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was gonna be like that. I thought you were just gonna have like a line cut in it.
No,
I wasn't
so
expecting
I
that.
baffle out. I'm keeping the shell on the outer perimeter and then still blowing the port in through the rear window. So it'd be a little bit of an interesting, different type of rear window blow through setup. I mean,
hey, at least you're not cutting through the bed, man.
I wanted to avoid that at all costs if possible. But well, who knows? We're base heads. One day it'll get there. I'll cut the whole back wall out of that truck one day.
got Lila in the chat with the shirt. Thank you.
Yeah,
I love this thing.
I'm just gonna bring that up with her and the fact that you're wearing her shirt. She makes some dope ass shirts.
Yeah, buddy.
What's up, Queen Kong? We need to have you on an episode too. Reach out to us. We'll put you on an episode. Speaking of rebuilds, though, what in the world is this thing, man?
So this is Robert's build. Robert didn't want anyone to know. He wanted me to keep it on the secret because Josh was working on it. Josh takes a lot of pride in his work, and I just couldn't do it, so I leaked it. You know what I'm saying? So pretty soon, next season, Robert Williams, he's going to be coming out the gates, 285.
Robert sent me some speakers.
Yeah,
to do a break-in process for him. So I'm working on breaking these in for Robert so that they're good to go when
because they're supposed to come back to me once you're done because I have the DAT, so I'm going to be pulling the TSPs off the broken in one, and then if it needs it, we'll take a Q-tip and we'll epoxy the cones.
Yeah, I think that we were talking about putting some epoxy on the backside of these cones. Give them a little bit more strength.
That 20 hertz is going to need it.
Oh yeah.
If that was first off, let me say this: every single morning, I'm still getting messages about that, and it's like it's not people hating. It's actually people trying to help. It's all people saying like, "Hey, I can hook you up with this guy who does CNC work. I would love to be a part of this build." And it's like, I'm sorry, guys, it was a joke.
Dude, so many people thought it was legit, and even me, like I kind of knew it was a joke because it came from you. I was like, I know you met, and I know Robert.
Jay Holmes and that Philip guy who's a dealer for B2, they were up in the comment section. I almost made it not a joke.
Dude, we need to make it happen. Somebody out there needs to make this happen. I
mean, right? Just imagine seeing them all moving in unison.
Hey, that 20 hertz on these are going to be crazy because the excursion on these things are just ridiculous.
Yeah, look at that excursion.
It's like 4 inches pole to pole, a peak to peak.
Oh, yeah. On a 2-inch sub.
Debbie? Debbie's in the chat.
Oh, man. Hey, they should work on spiders like that. They could make spiders like that would have way more stretch without needing to be wider.
Yeah.
See?
Just have like a 50-roll spider that just goes up and down like that.
I guess Sundown's working on that. Oh, they got that Mega W surround. I don't know whatever happened with that. It was like a prototype, but
I think it's somewhere in the works in the background. I don't know if we're gonna see it anytime soon, but it would be cool to see something like that.
Yeah, buddy. Oh man. So how about
those shooting out of the box mid demo would feel like paintballs.
Yeah, huh? It would just be a sight to behold. I bet it would work too. You know what I'm saying? If you could get enough of them, I don't see why it wouldn't work. But
I'd be worried.
You want to talk about higher mid bass frequencies that you're shooting for? I mean, right there, Chad. That's how you're gonna get it, man.
Yeah. I'd be worried about the structural integrity of the baffle, though. It'd have to be, fairly thick.
Well, like I was telling people, a lot of people actually attacked me over that. And if you really look at it, that front thing, they're close because it was the flush cut on the front. The actual space between them, they had a good 1.5 or something like that. It was pretty good.
I think it's crazy that
if you look at it that way, it's not the best.
That's funny.
Oh, jeez.
Who did the design for that? Was it you?
So it's actually Robert was working on just rough drafting ideas for Genie's build. So I was asking him for his dimensions, trying to like just play around with it, you know what I'm saying? To shoot the shit, see like if I could come up with
Yeah.
anything. And then it was like when I was playing with it, I'm like, oh my god, this would be hilarious. Like I put like one hole and it was like 2 holes, and I'm like, oh, that's pretty funny. And then it just got out of hand. I spent so long to actually do that because like there's no like make 285 holes on a playing button.
You had to do each hole individually.
Every single hole. Then I got like 60% of the way through. I was like rotating the camera, it was lagging out, and then it crashed on me. I had to restart it from like 15. I was like, come on, bro. But I was a warrior. I persisted through it.
It would. I don't think it would be that hard to cut the holes, though. All you would need is a little hole saw. You know.
Oh
and
my
you
god, that was the other thing too, man. Jesus. Yes, I know. A hole saw would work perfectly for that. I put a
Right.
jigsaw. Everyone attacked me over that. I'm never gonna live that one down.
Well, we're not going to let you cut the
285
holes
holes.
with a jigsaw, Chad.
The holes on my enclosure are so. What I remember the first time I put that steel plate on there, and I seen like proper holes compared to mine. I was like, oh my god.
So is that why you got the steel plate? That was the next question, was because I noticed that you
Yeah,
had
that's
steel
initially
mounted
why I
plate.
got it, because when I first put the subwoofers in, it was like one of the screws wasn't even in any wood. It was just free air. I was like, that's not great.
What are those, like 3/16 steel or a 1/4-inch steel?
It's 3/8 inch steel plate, and then I'm using number 6 by 1/4 for the not lag screws, for
3/8,
like the
huh?
machine screws. 3/8 inch steel plate. Yep, so 96
Damn, that's a
pounds with the
beefy
holes
thing.
cut out. Yeah.
I'm
Hey, it was
not
only
gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I've had screws screwed into the void before too. I mean, I think everybody has at some point.
I will say this though, the steel plate thing. When I was like first talking about it, people, everyone was saying like, "Yeah, nuts to go steel." It's like you don't have that much power. You're not doing that much stuff. But in reality, that steel plate was under $200. It was really cheap. I tapped the holes and made something that I can like take the subwoofers in and out a million times and not really put wear and tear on anything. I can put Loctite on the threads now. Can use machine hardware. There's a lot of benefits to it, and that thing does not flex at all.
So are you gonna transfer that into your new build?
Yeah, so right now it sucks because that's what's limiting me on my port area. I really want to go with a bigger port, but I just can't because I'd have to plasma cut that steel plate, and I have multiple layers of wood behind it, so that's just like I'm not doing that.
Right.
So I'm able to get up to 220 square inches of port area, which it is good. It's not as big. I wanted to try like 250, 260, go like the Giganto port, but but the steel plate, yeah, that's gonna stay on there for
Are
now.
you still going with the top port there, Chad?
Yeah, yep, top center port. It's always done really well for me with like loading with the doors and stuff like that. I've always liked it, but I
mean,
know that does rob me.
It is a good placement for being able to play with both doors open and not having to worry about most unloading issues and stuff like that.
I'm really hoping that this higher tuning, and not so much the tuning, but like me playing higher frequencies, allows me to demo with both my doors open. Because right now, the way it is, it's impossible to do with both doors open. I will unload them and max them out, which sucks. But that one door shut, it's nasty.
I mean, if you went driver's side port, you definitely would gain.
Yeah, I know. I dreamed about it a few times too. I figure it's like I tried everything with the flat wall. Once I do the pressure, there's not going to be too much more for me to do with that. So I'll probably axe that either, I don't know, summer going into winter, and then for next year's rebuild, and then I'll finally try out the 4th order. Because I got to tell you, I don't want to keep loading subs on the vertical plane like that, man. Just I can't. Can't do it.
I'm with you on that, dude. It was a pain in the butt to be able to load my JVFs.
Yeah, yours. Yeah, yours is going to be so much nicer around this time.
Mm-hmm. No, well, not really. I'm kind of a big dude and trying to fit through that opening.
That's true, huh?
Yeah,
well, at least you can kind of walk it in.
Yeah.
Hey, the subwoofers you used to have, were those the JSS 600s?
The subs?
Yeah, the Jones one. Oh no, you had the Corey D. Oh, that's right. You had the Corey D's. Man, I got them mixed up.
No, these were JVF. So Jeff Vu designs.
Oh.
And then they were just reconed with SPL audio
with the Corey D. Okay, that's what it was. All right.
Because you can't really. Jeff doesn't build anything for anybody anymore, so I couldn't get the original soft parts that went with them. I could have went to Directronics and got them, but I was like,
Corey Dean does great work. You guys always been good.
Try something different.
Yeah, I've sat in a bunch of builds that had the blue gangs in them, and they've always been phenomenal.
I like them, dude. I went and I sold them, and we pulled some the DATS V2 on it, and they had a 92 dB sensitivity, and they were 37 FS, so it was kind of right around where my enclosure was. 36 on the port tuning, 38 on the peak, 37 FS. Everything kind of melded together perfectly.
Yeah,
You
and
were
rightfully so.
you were telling me about that, and then you said that he cut them up right in front of you, huh?
He did. I pull him in. We get him up on the bench. He wanted to check out the motors, and he was like, whoosh, pulled out a knife and just started slicing. I was like, oh, what are you doing? Wait till I'm gone, then cut them.
After you babied them for years.
Just throws them in the trash.
I gotta go run and take care of something for like 2 minutes. I will be right back, you guys.
Yeah, you good.
Okay.
So you excited for this Friday, Zach?
What's this Friday?
What's this Friday? Well, aside from it being Black Friday, I guess. I'm excited for right. I'm excited for Spark Innovations. That acrylic subwoofer, dude. That acrylic basket on the subwoofer. I am dying to see it, man.
Yeah. I've been seeing that, man. The push. One thing I've seen comments about this. The push terminals are really close to that top plate.
So Log put in the comments saying it's a prototype design, and honestly, that makes 100% sense because it's like the way it is, it would be impossible. And if someone like were to take metal and try, it's just a bad day.
Yeah.
It's something to wedge in between there and get the terminals. But he's going to be posting he's going to be breaking the subwoofer in this Friday. I don't know if he's going to be posting the TSPs though. If he's going to pull them or not, that would be really cool if he pulled the small parameters after breaking it in.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited to see how it performs and what it does, because I think he said that Sundown had a hand in designing those, didn't he?
Yeah. Yep. Jacob Fuller had a big hand in the design of the motor, but it's like really cool to see, and it's like there is the argument that people are making where it's like equipment is more expensive and they're putting more money into like the aesthetic side of things rather than performance. But it's nice to see that because it's like in a world of everything looking the exact same, it's nice to see something different. And I wouldn't mind paying a little bit of a premium for something unique.
And see, that's for example, amplifiers. I like what there we go. I like what Jonathan Price has done with his amplifiers, because he has color options. They're all he's got all kinds of different colors, and now we're seeing that in subwoofers. With this one anyway. Like you can do custom dust caps and stuff, but nothing like this.
Oh, that's those Spark Innovation ones.
Yeah, that's what I was just telling him. I'm all excited for Friday to see the acrylic basket subwoofer. It's gonna be the first one I've ever seen.
Wait, this is acrylic?
No, not that one. So that is the Bass Blaster 2000, I think, that one. He has another one that he's going to be releasing not releasing, but announcing this Friday, where it has a total acrylic basket with lights all throughout it.
Huh. That's gonna be
he was just live last night talking about it. I was like, holy crap.
Now, it would be cool to see somebody make an acrylic cone, like a see-through plexi cone. Right. And then you can light up the inside of your box and the subs are backlit. That would be freaking amazing.
Right. I mean, I guess Digital Designs has the ghost cone. A little similar, but yeah, it would be cool to see like a completely clear one. I would love to see like a clear dust cap with what do you call it? The thing that you plug the top of the former with that Sundown uses. Something like that, but it's like that as the coil heats up, it lets you know. So like you can look at your dust cap and be like, oh, it's red. I'm getting it a little too hot there.
Oh, like a temperature sensitive paint or something?
Yeah, something cool. Like that.
That'd be pretty
man.
Cool, actually. I was talking to some people on Team Ruthless about this a while back ago, because it's a pretty common thing where like the triple joint blows apart sometimes on people due to either back pressure or just letting it go itself. I always thought that, if they've made subs before with aluminum cones. Like they're really thin aluminum, but they've made subs with aluminum cones. How far of a stretch would it be to make a cone and former all in one piece, so that you essentially get rid of the triple joint and it becomes a double joint, I guess, right? Because I mean, you're only gluing the spider pack.
Honestly.
I think it might save a lot of formers.
That's an idea. That's
I would love for someone to just build like something you just can't destroy.
Yeah.
Like they could build something like that, make the former real thick, the gap that the coil goes in. Yeah, it'd have to be a little bit big, but just make a big motor. They could work around the stuff.
I mean, you already got the Inhuman, so it's not too far outstretched.
I'm like, well, with that thing, I swear to God, my F5 keys all worn out. I'm serious. I eyeball it. I like the looks of it, but it wouldn't really work very well on the flat wall unless I could support the weight of the motor.
So what is your goal for tuning wise on this new port? Where you said
so like I do not want to play under 33 or 34 at all next season.
Oh.
Well, I can tell you I tuned at 36 and I could play down to 26 with some authority. Anything below that, it started to fall off. Especially
I know
with
with the power, I'm going to be pretty limited because when I was tuned to 26 hertz this time around with the 10K at half ohm per sub, it was just too much. I had to have my subsonic filter at port tuning, which kind of sucked. When I was riding around on a daily basis, I actually played lows way more than I did at Ruckus and Chill. At Ruckus and Chill, I had everything turned up so much, I was just too scared to go like 22 hertz full tilt. And I knew it would be like, it would just launch them out of the enclosure. But I really want to go for just like.
I think with mine, I was 5.46 cubes per sub after all displacements.
Yeah, so that's pretty good. Yeah, that's good for sending a ton of power. Yeah, so that probably helped out with that.
Way small though. Like they could have benefited from a bigger enclosure.
Yeah, I'm gonna try 14 cubes out the gate. I talked with Brian Owens, who's like the original guy from Phi, who I always used to shoot the shit with. He always like gave me like straight shooter advice. He never told me a lie with information. So I'm going to go off. I try and model it with the enclosure volume, and everything else I can sort of get a good grasp on, the port area and all that stuff. But when I start modeling the enclosure volume, it's like I just don't trust what the computer tells me in relation to real life, because when I model the enclosure I have now, it doesn't behave at all like it looks on a computer. Mm-hmm. So it's like, man, but I figure I'll start 14 cubes. Tuning wise, I don't know. I don't know if I want to like put a long, so if I put an 18-inch board in there, it will tune me to about 35, 36 hertz. I could put like a 22-inch board there, start low, 32 hertz, and just cut a little bit off, play it, cut a little bit off. I know I'll be adding a little bit of net volume when I do that, but I could counteract that. I just don't know how high to tune. I really don't. I want to like aim for like you where you are, 36 to 38. I don't know if I would really keep gaining if I start going higher than that. I feel like you start hitting diminishing returns and it's just not worth it.
Yeah. I mean, I really enjoyed my 36 hertz tune, like kind of right around. I'm with my fourth order. I'm going to be at 43, almost 44. But I always like to aim for playing 25 and above. I don't really like to play below 25. Ideally, my sweet spot's 28 and above. My 36 hertz tune, maybe realistically, I probably would have preferred a 38 hertz just for my vehicle enclosure. It would have been playing right where I wanted it. So
yeah, a lot of people were telling me to like just find out where my cabin resonates and tune to that. And it's like, I don't know how to do that, because if I put a sealed box in my car right now and I just run a sine wave sweep, okay, it's going to look completely different once I put the subwoofers in, the 18s, and once the port's done and all this stuff. So it's like, it's not really going to be accurate, because I don't really know.
Well, I mean, you can always just cap off the holes of where your subs are going to be. Like cut some round disc, cap off the holes.
That's a good point. Yeah. Just plug them.
If you have a big opening where the port is, I mean, you could always cap that off too. I mean, it might skew it a little bit, but it's probably
be a lot more accurate though. No, that's a good idea.
Yeah. And then run that sealed enclosure sweep and then see where you're peaking at, and then make your judgment from there on where you want to tune your enclosure.
Yeah. I'm getting a lot of inspiration off of Joby Condren's last build, not the one he has now, the one that he had, the cyanide with 318s flat walled. To watch the progression of that thing come together, it's like, oh my god! It's like I see all the work that's cut out for me if I want to do some crazy numbers.
So, are you still sticking with the fives? You still going back to the fives in the?
Yep. So I'm running. I'm still going to run the Phi MT4 by 418s right now. I have carbon fiber dust cones. Holy crap! Full carbon fiber recones on the way, so that should help out with the highs. And those recones are courtesy of Mike Malizio, which is crazy.
Good dude, man.
He called me up after Ruckus and Chill. I got home and he just called me up and he's like, hey man, I love what you're doing with the bass thing and all that stuff. I like your videos, the positivity and all this stuff. And I want to see you keep going. I know that this hobby is like difficult to sustain for anyone that's like financially when you're going to shows and you're just blowing stuff every single show. And he said that he was in a better position to help me. So yeah, he straight up offered to buy those recones. So I'll be basing out this season courtesy of Mike Malizio. DV8 distribution, baby.
You said the MT series, right?
Yep, the MTs, but the 4x4, so they have that extra slug.
Okay, yeah.
Which people say it probably doesn't do anything. I say it does everything.
It does everything, especially when you got that freaking Ruthless Moon tune over there.
Oh yeah, I know people are like, oh, I could go to your amps, give you the Ninja tune. Like, I think I'm tuned a little hotter, buddy.
Ninja ain't got shit on this tune over here.
I'm loading subs real fast.
This is a picture from their website of the 18.
Yep.
That's a massive magnet for an 18.
Yeah, if I recall, it's 10.6 inches, and the HC is slightly smaller, around like 8 to 9 inches diameter on the magnet. It's a monster of a magnet on there.
Yeah.
87.8 pounds. 87.8.
That's it?
Yeah, not crazy. Oh my god, my dog with the rubber chicken.
That may be a picture of a 12 or a 15 though.
Wait,
that one was
I'm a little confused. I would have thought that those things weighed more for being 18s.
Right, me as well. I'm gonna go throw this rubber chicken down the stairs really fast. Go down there, dog. Thank you. Yeah, I would have thought that they would have been like a little bit heavier too. Which makes me wonder, like, how big is a Def Bont's 40-18 or 45-18? Is that what it is? Because those things are like 130 pounds. So
well, I
like,
can tell you that my woofers that I had in my truck, those things were about 107 to 108 pounds, I think, a piece.
It's too much. Too much. Can't even lift it. I see Jeff Schneider in the chat. Hey, Jeff.
How heavy are the Inhumans supposed to be? I think they said like 185 pounds at one point.
Inhumanly
heavy. Really? They're going to need some sort of custom basket. They're not doing 18s, are they? They're just doing 24s. No,
so I heard that the back of the motors are going to have some threaded, pieces in the back. So the motors are going to be machined with threads in them so that you can actually mount a motor bracket to the back.
So we're removing ferrite from the motor, making it weaker, are we?
No, I think it's just on the back.
No, I'm just saying as a joke.
That was a smart call on their behalf because those things are freaking stupidly heavy.
Yeah, they will. What
up, Benjamin Barnett? Ruthless in the house.
We got Benjamin.
Obviously, Ruthless there.
Yeah, buddy.
Ben, we were just talking about how Chad has the moon tune on the 210Ks, man, and they are just
No, my gains are set to 180 volts AC and scoped clean.
180 volts clean. I wish I was getting that.
Well, they're strapped. You gotta remember that.
Ben, I think Ben actually just got his dealer package from me. He's going to be a dealer for DJ Dirty Bass flash drives. So if you're buying it, if you're getting a Ruthless amp, you can get a flash drive straight from him too. So
probably one of them Ruthless 7500s that's doing certified dyno runs of over 10,000 watts at 14 volts and is stable up to 17. Who the heck's charging at 17 volts?
Those new amps he's got coming out are going to be pretty sick.
Oh, man. I'm waiting for his next line amps. He's going to be like, they're 30 volts stable. Everyone's going to be like, no one is charging this high.
Derek says he can't wait for the Shitless line to come out. So if you guys are not aware, Ruthless and Shitting on them are collabing, and they're creating a new clothing brand called Shitless. And
that's funny.
It's looking to be pretty sick.
That's funny.
Are you serious, or is this a joke?
No, I'm being serious. It's a legit thing. They're getting together. And it's called Shitless.
Wow. Right on.
That's Ben a lot of says that they should drop this week. So
flash drives,
look out for Ruthless and Ben, and you'll see more of that.
Yeah, I feel like next year there's going to be a lot. I mean, I feel like this year there was a lot of Ruthless when I was walking around, but I feel like next year there's going to be a
crazy
whole
how
lot.
much it's exploded.
Ruthless is taking over, man. I mean, look at how they perform. I mean, I've never seen a blown 10K ever. So
yeah, huh? I don't think I've seen one yet.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard of
goals for next season,
but
somebody blow a 10K next year just to see if it can be done.
Look, if Ninja and Anthony and all these other dudes who are on Team Ruthless aren't blowing up the 10Ks, I don't think you can blow them up unless you do something stupid. Then they'll probably blow up.
Well, you can blow up anything if you operate it wrong enough. So
I ran it down to 11 volts. That's when the second day of Ruckus, I ran it down to 11 volts, and like my lights on my car started shutting off. I was like, oh boy.
When your lights start turning off, your amplifier's back there screaming.
It cut out like a couple times. The bass was like, bah, 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 bah. I was like, that's not right. Does the song go like that?
It's giving you a warning. Hey, turn me down, bro. Turn me down.
Grab that knob, see it, like.
He's put his amp in to protect on multiple occasions, and it comes out every single time. And I told him, I don't know how many more of those you have, my guy, but they've come out pretty often. So,
oh man,
that's a lot of power, you know, a 10K, especially at low ohm, you know, to be just cutting out and cutting back
The way
on
I
like
figured it was like all my life when I first got, not all my life because I haven't been into this hobby that long. When I first got into this hobby and I was running like SA15s on the JP23s and stuff, I was like always just riding the clip limiter, the clip light on everything, and just full sending everything. So it's nice to have so much headroom where it's like I don't really have to think about it. It's like I just turn the knob up, I start smelling something, I got to turn it down, and like that's all I got to do.
Kalana turns his down before he starts smelling it.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, the coil temperature sensors, I got them for that. I got to learn how to actually look at them.
Yeah. It's like, oh, what's this number over here? Crank it up.
Well, you know, we've seen the videos from Ruckus, and if anybody who's watching hasn't seen them, I encourage you to go watch Chad's videos he has on Facebook.
Hey,
You were getting these things over 500 degrees to the point where
self-proclaimed Mr. 500.
You're literally melting the coils.
Yeah, the fact that the coil actually stood together still blows my mind on both of them.
The
But it is cool though, because okay.
The highest I've ever got, let's see what this. Here, 2 factory errors, 3 vibrated to death, 2 in the same build.
Lasted 5 months like that though.
Oh wow, that's crazy. Yeah,
2 subs at once on one. Damn. Man, I've blown 2 subs at once on 2 Ruthless 10Ks. They were fine.
but I was gonna say the hottest I've ever got a sub. I had some RE SX18s, and I had a little temperature gun. And dude, I was trying to kill them because one had already blown, and I was trying to kill the other one. It got up to, I think it was 450 before it blew. So
wow.
So yeah,
that's what I liked the coil temperature sensors a lot because it was like a great learn, and I'm still going to use them obviously, but it's a great learning experience to see like what can this really take? Where is that line? And I was able to find it out pretty clearly. 220 to 260, you could demo there pretty much nonstop, never even really smell them unless you hold them at 260.
Right.
Go 260 to 350, you're going to start putting wear and tear.
Yeah.
Go to 500 I'd say, like me.
I'd say 300, turn it down maybe, but.
Yeah, it's honestly like a really good safe limit. And the other thing is never, ever, ever, forever, never take a temperature gun and point it at a dust cap because that is the most inaccurate thing in the world.
This is why in my build, if I felt even the slightest little bit of warmth on my dust cap, they got turned off. This is why Zach makes fun of me. He says I baby my system.
Honestly, though, it's like it's a good thing to do. It's like you should build up and then play it lower rather than build down and just keep overworking everything.
Yeah, but filling your dust cap, I would say, is a decent. You know, if you feel heat in your dust cap is not a conductor of heat. First off, so if that's hot, that means that you're getting hot. I mean, because for one, it's not directly connected to the coil. Plus, if it's a plastic dust cap or polyurethane or whatever. That doesn't conduct heat. So if it's getting hot, you know that coil is getting real hot down there. You know, so.
Very indicative. I know, that was funny. I sat in Josh Daly's build for a demo, and I asked him, like, wow, you don't run coil temp sensors? He's like, I got 2 of them. I got one right here, one right here. He touches the motor. He's like, I'll smell it. They don't feel hot. They're good.
I mean, sometimes the old school way is the best way. I mean, these new technologies that they're coming out are super cool. I was a huge fan of these coil temp sensors when they first came out. I thought it was a right step in the right direction as far as innovation goes for car audio. And then they came out with those wattage sensors.
Yeah, the watt meter. I love them, but it's like people, they get obsessed over that number. They're like, I have a 10,000 watt amp. I'm only making 2,000 watts. This amp is trash.
Yeah, you know.
Meanwhile, they're doing like 162 on the glass. It's like, no, it's efficient. You're rising. That's all.
For most people to Ohm's law every single time.
Yep. For most brands, a 10K amp will do 10K at a reactive load at 1 ohm. But your sub in your car is not a reactive load. As your cone moves, you know, that ohm load changes. And I feel like a lot of people that are just getting into it don't understand that because they'll get their SMD meter or whatever, and they'll meter their amp in their car, and they'll see, you know, like you said, an 8K or a 10K or whatever doing 2,000-3,000 watts, and they're like, what's wrong with my amp? It's not putting out its power. But it's because whenever you have your box rise, you know, you could be rising double or even triple your ohm load, and
Yep.
that's obviously going to lower your power. So
Yep.
I feel like a lot of people going into the hobby don't understand that, and that's probably where that confusion comes from. But
Yep. I also see a lot of people lately on like base heads on a budget and stuff like that. They complain about sending amps into Protect when they're wiring down, but like they have a ported box that's tuned to say 30 hertz, and they're trying to play 60 hertz full tilt. It's just like you have no rise there. Obviously, it's gonna it's gonna actually see like the low resistance actually Protect.
Yep.
Hey, that's one thing I will say. I have not had my amps actually like I've never like been playing it and turned it up so loud that they went into Protect. I've never had them thermal Protect on me or anything either.
You've had them pretty warm too. I remember at the TCP show,
Yeah.
I went back there and touched your amps, and they were
Yeah,
pretty spicy.
Ruckus,
and
they were
still
great.
pulling power.
Ruckus, I kept them in the shade. They were great. But the TCP show, yeah, I ran them hot all day. It was like 140 or something at the amps. I would touch them and I'd be like, oh,
Yeah.
no damage.
Hey, I mean, dude, you are the best guy. You and the log both. You guys just push the limits to the utmost, and it's actually really fun to watch because, for one, I don't got pockets like that to just be like F it and full send everything and just hope for the best. So it's fun to watch. I mean, I don't know how you guys can do that. I baby my shit too
Dude, it's
hard.
so simple, man. It's like this. I'll break it down for you. So paycheck comes in. Affirm takes about 35%. PayPal paying for takes a good 25%. Klarna takes.
Don't talk to me about Affirm. I know all about Affirm. That's my danger zone.
I have a structured settlement, but I need base now.
That's funny. That's funny.
Dude, you are really like the comedian of the bass head scene, dude. Like everything you put out is hilarious. I know a lot of other people enjoy the content that you create.
I'm always concerned, like it's not gonna hit. Like people aren't gonna get it. Like I post something funny, I'm like they're not gonna vibe with it. But no, it's worked out well so far.
So everybody probably knows you. They should know you, but if they don't, where can they find your hilarious posts and stuff?
Just Facebook and YouTube. I only post there. Chad's Loud. Search it up anywhere on the internet. I'll come up. I especially come up really big on the back of Isaac Daugherty's car on a sticker that says Chad's not loud. I'm gonna prove him wrong this season.
So what are you trying to what number are you shooting?
All right.
For?
So I did a 60.4 in the kick with my setup the way it is now, tuned to 26 hertz, which is it's amazing. It is, but 157 on the glass. Well, 157.6. So I dropped a ton going from the kick to the glass.
Is that
I want to see this? What's up?
Was that outlaw the 57 on the glass, or was that sealed?
I don't even know the ruling for outlaw. It was SPL lab meter and North American Decibel League event. I put the meter on the glass, sealed up the right side. Driver's side door was like halfway open.
Okay, that's kind of like.
And it was like still straight, like I had like the seats forward, like a glove box. So I'm just trying all different things, but like that's all I was not gonna see a 160 on the glass with the setup. So that's like my main thing. Even if I can only do it just for a second, I just gotta see the 60, especially because you did the 60 on the glass, right, Kalana?
No, I did the 60 on the glass, but outlaw style. So it was passenger side sealed, driver side door open, like 3/4 of the way, and I was kind of standing in the doorway to block the doorway.
That's kind of the same way I'm doing it. Yeah. So I'm saying so that's what I want to see. And then, like I said, main big goal for me this season is I want to be able to pull up to the show, pop my doors open, crank my mids and highs, let them scream, turn up the bass, and be able to like step away from the vehicle a little bit. I always wanted to do that. It always sucks like when I'm just like I'm looking at so many things. I'm trying to monitor everything. I'm all stressed out. It's like it sucks. It ruins.
I was recently just told by one of my friends who watched a couple of my videos from the last couple shows. And he was like, "Why do you always just stare at your fucking bass knob? Like
you have to."
So weird, just looking down during the whole demo." And I'm like, "Look, I got so much power going to these 18s, and I have them set to their maximum capability. I have to have knob control, and if I'm not paying attention to where I'm at and just vibing, I'm going to do something wrong."
Yep. I know your subwoofers are guaranteed when you're driving around playing that thing. This is what your subwoofers see.
They see this. I'm like this, touching dust caps the whole drive.
I know y'all can't see her, but you've got Ashlyn back here laughing, and she's normally just straight face all the time. So
I gotta get a demo from Ashlyn, man. I keep missing every time I go to the shows. I see you come up by my car. I don't know where the heck anyone's parked. That's one thing. I'm saying that right now. At these shows, they gotta set up that app. Like you have an app on your phone, and it's like, oh look, the thing's here. This guy, you can check in. Look, I'm parked here. This guy's here. Jerry ain't rides over here.
Hey man, that'd be a cool ass app.
If you come to any shows around, I'm from Kentucky. If you come to any shows around here, we'll probably have the Impala there if it's going to be a decent sized show. We don't like taking our vehicles too far because earlier this year we went to Florida and our van broke down and I ended up having to leave it there. So I'm kind of skeptical about driving long distance like that. So.
Lori says I really got a wireless base knob.
Right? I just can't buy the price on it. I love it though, man. Every time I've gotten a couple demos where people like would pass me that LF audio knob, and it was like I see the sine wave on and everything. It's like that is amazing. I just can't afford that.
It's too expensive, man. I mean, it's how bad do you want it, right? Like you said, there's a firm, there's Klarna.
You get what you paid for, so it's definitely not me talking it down at all.
Yeah, no, not at all. I mean, it's you get like you said, priced right for what you're getting.
Speaking of a firm in Klarna, we have a firm and PayPal Afterpay on the website.
Jesus Christ! I thought you were just going to say you had a firm here. I was going to ditch the stream. I'm like, dude, they're going to break my legs.
But if
our special guest is a firm CEO.
Sorry. Go ahead, DJ.
If you want to use a firm to buy your audio equipment or even your flash drive, we're having our Black Friday sale right now. You can see the codes at the bottom of the screen here. 30% off flash drives, 50% off subscriptions. I don't think a firm will work for subscriptions. Or 10% off Audio Ace and Resilient Sounds. We also just picked up Ruthless. So we have the Ruthless 10Ks on the website. We got the 4500s, the 1500x4, and the 800x4. So anything that y'all need from Ruthless, Audio Ace, or Resilient Sounds, or from me, Rebase Music, whatever, we got it on the website, djdirtybass.com.
So in other words, F them kids, they don't need Christmas presents. Come buy Ruthless amplifiers.
Yep. Hey, everybody needs some Ruthless in there, right? I plan on getting Ruthless at some point next year. So
I mean, you can buy your 5-year-old a Ruthless 10K and just tell the wife that it's for him in the future, but in the meantime, you're going to use it until he's ready for it.
Just test it out. Test it out a little bit.
We're just making sure it works.
Right. For 20 years or what, 10, 15 years, whatever.
Yep. That's crazy because I remember when I didn't have big power and it was like everyone on the internet's like, oh, you don't have enough power. You don't have enough power. You don't have enough power. And the second you get big power, it's like every time I post any sort of question on the internet for help, it's, well, you have too much power. So I will say, I dreamed of it. I dreamed of it when I first got into the hobby, like having big power, having a knob, you can spin up so much. It's just like, oh, they just blew. And it's everything I dreamed it would be.
It's like 10 on the bass knob is blown subs every time. Yeah.
Yeah, it gets a little sketchy with the whole self-control thing.
Yeah. You gotta have it, dude. If you had a 10, like how you and me both had 10K per sub, you gotta have that knob control. If you don't, you're messing some stuff up, dude.
You want to know who has the best knob control out of anyone I've seen? Anthony Gordon. I don't know if he's damaged a single sub in that thing yet. He might have. I don't know.
I don't think he has.
To my knowledge, I would say to my knowledge,
that man is on point. And
he demos full tilt.
So. But what's funny is the way he does it too, right? Like he doesn't have.
He visits and then he backs off. And he visits and backs off. He does it right.
Volume all the way up and then is only using the bass knob. He's got his bass knob all the way up, and he's using the volume knob on the deck. So
that's right. Yeah, because he walks around with a single
deck. Watch him on that deck box. He cranks it and then cranks it back down. But the control and precision, like you said.
Yeah. He has a lot of experience watching those things move, spinning that knob.
Oh, dude, he's the tap out king, dude. He enjoys putting you in that.
Definitely one of my favorite demos every time I go to a show consistently.
First time I got in and he's like, you want a nice demo or you want it to hurt? And I was like, I want it to hurt. And he was just like,
that's what happened. Dude. There were a couple builds this season where I heard them. They're like, you want the pain? And I heard, and just put it in me. I gotta have it now.
We gotta experience it at least once in every build, you know.
And I did have a couple people that I talked to that live next to me. They actually told me that my vehicle is significantly quieter when I drive by, being tuned at 26 hertz playing lows, than back when I had just two American-based Hawk 15s on a 2K driving around playing 45 hertz all the time.
Huh. Okay.
So I think
So
I don't know if it's the lows don't travel as far, maybe, or maybe they travel as far and they don't pierce as much. I don't know how the heck it works, but it seems like the high
Malazio
frequency
says he
bass
does the
travels far
same
further.
thing.
He does the same thing,
go
go
up
up in
on
the head unit, but the
go up
knob
on
is
the head
full
unit.
knob.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd want to, just because the mids and highs would keep going up and down.
Yeah. Well, that might be the reason that some people do that, so that, it sounds the same throughout the demo. It's just as your bass volume goes up, your vocals volume go up too. I get that.
Yeah, there's like a million ways to demo. That's the fun part of it, I guess.
Mhm.
Yeah, everybody's got their own little method on how they run their demos, and for me, I like to stare at the bass knob, and I'm not very fun.
Oh man, I feel it too. I try to be fun all the time and everything, but like I watch my videos of me giving demos, like when I'm recording myself, and I'm like, dude, I look like an idiot. I'm just like,
You're like temperature gauge, speedometer, RPMs, subwoofers.
right?
Last time I got a demo from Kalana, I noticed that you do that too. You watch the knob because I was watching you. You were looking at the knob. I was like, "Turn it up, man!" And he was like, "I wanted you to hurt me that time because I knew I wouldn't get to hear it again." But
Look,
I'm glad I got to
get
I
get the
that.
can
sauce
only
off
go
Kalana
so
that I did
many
because it was
on that
impressive.
knob.
Yeah.
They really pissed me off, your build, Kalana. It
Why?
really did. Just because like I thought, like you know what I'm saying, like I hadn't heard your build at the time, and I felt like king shit of the 218 world. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, ain't no one out there doing what I'm doing too. And I'm sitting there kind of like, God damn it. And then I'm like, what do you do on the glass? And you're like, 60. And I'm like,
I know. I
I was
remember
ready
that
to,
day. I remember the day you got in at the TCP show. And when you
I
asked
was
me
ready
that,
to pack that tent up and just drive home and be like, I'm
you like
done.
sank into your seat, and you were just like, "What the fuck, man?"
You're like, I'm going home. I'm going to rip this thing out right now.
Serious, that's what ended up happening pretty much. It's
Yeah,
No,
crazy.
but I'm glad that you got in it because, like, I've been following you for a while on Facebook, and I seen that you had the 218s as well, and I wanted you to hear it as well, and I wanted to trade
Yeah.
demos with you, so I'm glad that we got to do that.
And I will say one thing: you never ever talk about your mids and highs, and they're some of the nicest ones I've ever heard.
Really, I appreciate that, man. I really do.
You pop those doors open, I hear that thing all the way down the wherever the heck we are. I remember the Team Control Press show. I walked away, I was like, "Holy crap! Sounds like I'm still in the car."
A lot of people
they
don't
sound
like my
clean,
doors
too.
because
Yeah,
they're like, "Oh, they're stunt doors," but they're not crazy loud, like ear piercing. But like you
they're
yourself,
proper
your
loud.
sister, a lot of other people said that they sounded really good. So I appreciate all that.
Yeah, it's just a shame you cut it all up. The build did look really nice.
The doors are still staying the same though.
That's good. You gonna keep the center console the same type of way?
No, I'm building a wood bench in there, so it's it's gonna
Oh,
kind of be like not an ultimate build or whatever, but I mean it's everything else will stay stock except for the bench.
I wonder. Oh, you might be able to fit. I don't know. It's a small truck. Let's see. You might be able to give 2 demos at once.
I should be able to give 2 demos at once. Lori says, "Hell yeah, I remember the demo tribute for my grandma."
Yeah.
They were singing that day, and I appreciate. Big shout out to you and Lori, man. You guys at the TCP show, you guys really supported me when I did that tribute. You
I love
filmed it,
seeing it, man.
and it was a great video, dude. My mom, she saved that video. She watches it all the time. That was grandma's favorite song, so I appreciate you
Yeah,
filming that.
I can never get my parents to go to any of these shows, so to see like anyone there with family, like that means the world to me.
Yeah, it was
I
really
love
awesome,
seeing it.
dude. My parents really enjoyed meeting you guys. Like they
I
still,
enjoy meeting them.
guys.
They're great people.
Yeah, they're like, "When's the next show? Are they coming out? Like, we want to come." And so you'll be seeing them around next time.
Right on, man.
That's pretty exciting, man. You're gonna have to get them builds in their Jeeps because their Jeeps are really cool to start with.
Yeah.
We're working on it. We're working on it. My mom's gonna probably get some Chiare mids and highs in the Jeep, and
Get those
then we're
acrylic
working on putting
subwoofers
some
from
stuff in
Spark. Oh, he didn't hear me. I don't think I said get the acrylic subwoofers from Spark.
there. Hey, my mom them got a fatter budget, fatter pocket than I do, so we'll see what we can make happen. I think my dad's watching. Dad, just know your pocket's gonna have to open up a little bit when we do Mom's Jeep.
Hey,
Hey,
that's
we'll
one
have to
thing I
get them.
got.
We'll have to get them one of those Blackjack 21s from Audio Ace.
There you go. They
Those
like
things are
Blackjack
massive.
21. Wait,
Yeah.
audio. They make a 21?
Yes. I'll pull it up real quick.
5,500 watts RMS, 120 pounds. How have I not heard of this?
Give me one
Wow.
second.
No, I know. I got it up on my thing. I'm looking at it. I can't believe I didn't hear about this.
So
John Hart let that one just slip under the radar, huh?
21-inch
Chad's
sub.
gonna buy some 21s.
I'm just looking. I see 5-inch coil. Wow. That's really cool because that's one thing that always turned me off. I always loved the stereo integrity HT24s, but they put the tiny coil. And you have this tiny coil trying to drive this big cone. It just seems illogical.
But if you want one, you get it at
Wow.
djdirtybase.com.
Man, I wonder how big the tattoo would have to be for that monster discount.
Lori says that Chiari does have waterproof, which I was not aware of. So this would be perfect for my mom's Jeep.
Oh yeah, that's right. They're working on the hydrophobic cones that have hemp in them. Like I said, heat them up.
And this guy here, this is my dad. He says he has a hole in his pocket. So
there we go. I have the perfect little thing to put there. Catch it all.
Yeah, I got my pocket filled with my pocket up underneath your pocket.
Oh man. Just tell him, like, listen, Dad, I'm giving you the opportunity to live vicariously through me.
All right, so we're coming up on an hour. So we are going to do the giveaway here in about 5 minutes or so.
So if you guys want some stickers, comment stickers in the comment section.
Stickers. Yep.
Doesn't matter what platform you're on.
Yeah, because it runs through StreamYard. So if you're on Facebook or YouTube, you'll be entered if you comment stickers for Bass Drop sticker. And these are iridescent too. So as you turn them, they kind of change colors. Subsonic DJ. Well, I got my background on, so I don't want to see them as well. But
somebody got a big fat fanny over here.
Just kidding.
I thought I was gonna say, I'm like, oh man, I still gotta install this guy. That's the other thing of the news. I never installed it. I got this for the Ruckus show, and I didn't install it in time.
You might have not blown something up if you put it in.
Don't be that guy. Nobody likes that guy.
Dude, I can't stand it. Well, if you would have done this, that wouldn't have happened. It's like hindsight's
parked up further up the racetrack near all of the TCP guys. We probably would have smelt it and been like, "Hey, man, turn it down."
Real quick though, I know we are getting towards the end of things here, but one thing I would love to do this next season coming up is this season, all the videos I made, which I mean, I'm not like some digital content creator. I'm not on top of it like a lot of other people are, but everything I did was just showing sort of stupidity and just having fun with it. You know what I'm saying? I would love to get a little bit more technical with it this season and sort of document like the troubles or like the journey that I go through to get everything nice, clean signal, how to actually ride that line and not blow equipment every show.
Right.
So I'm looking forward to learning that with everyone.
Well, we're along for the ride, my guy, because I personally like how you've been really showing the behind the scenes of this car audio thing. A lot of people will just show the end result. They might show maybe like the baffle just being installed, but you're really going through the entire process. Like you're taking us into the enclosure, showing us that you're getting stabbed by screws that you screwed through the box, that you're going through this battlefield, and you've shown your mistakes, which was the baffle cutout. You owned it.
There's a lot of them.
I mean, but that's what this whole hobby is about, right? Like we all are learning and progressing on our own speed and our own rates, and the end goal is all the same for us. We all just want to have fun, be loud, come out and hang out with each other.
That's straight. Is that too much to ask? It's not.
It's not at all. And a hobby should never be taken too seriously. If you start taking your hobby seriously to where it's causing you a shit ton of stress, maybe it's not the hobby for you, or maybe it's time to step back, because it should be fun and make you feel happy for what you're doing.
Right.
Yep. If it's ever not fun, I won't keep doing it. But I don't see that day. I do not see that day coming.
Nah, I feel like I think amongst the three of us here, we're definitely all going to be like in our 60s, and we're going to be out there still pumping. And there's going to be kids that are like 18, 19, like, what the hell are you running? Way better shit. Be like, no, old school's the best way.
Yeah, you already know how the future's going to be like. What amps he got? He's got the Ruthless 250K. You're like, what the?
250.
They already have that stuff. They got high voltage. So.
Yeah, they do. The high voltage, the Terramps high voltage series. I think they have 160. Do they have a 260 or 250?
I think they have a 240, right?
Yeah,
160 and a 240.
It's so crazy, man. But I mean, high voltage is probably the future, with lithium cars and stuff. So
Yep.
that may be what
we
we have
need to
in the
learn
future.
sign language now, Lori says. We're all going to be deaf by 60.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to do the giveaway if Ashlyn will pull up the giveaway screen. So we had 15 people comment stickers. So if you commented, you're going to be entered to win the stickers.
Let me win. Let me win.
Hey,
Mater. I think he won last week.
He won last week.
Well, you're getting another sticker pack.
Congratulations. There we go.
Right.
Rigged. Hashtag rigged.
Hashtag rigged, yeah.
Okay. I take this personally. My dad said base head stands for broke ass head.
Hey, the very first sticker that I put on my car, the very first one, said broke with a period on it. And it's still on there, and it'll always stay on there because it's the one sticker that's true.
Hey, but it's all money well wasted, right? All money well wasted. We have a money well wasted sticker. You need.
I have one of those stickers on my truck. It is well wasted.
Yeah.
Also, hey Steve Sorrentino, hey Kyla Camp, I see you guys.
Oh,
we got Steve in here.
Sorrentino's in here.
I tried
Goma.
There we go.
The only guy in car audio who has genuinely scared me. I'm genuinely scared to get in that vehicle.
Oh, dude, that thing's nasty. Yeah, that thing is nasty.
Goals.
And the rebuild he did, dude, on that thing, it came out really nice, like with those Otis designs that are
just
in
to switch to those Otis designs from the Sundowns he had in there. He had to take a chainsaw and go to his baffle, like not the baffle, like the sidewalls, because the motor was so big it wouldn't fit.
I've seen that.
Took a chainsaw. It's like, are you kidding me?
Dude, that thing was beaten so hard. The big, huge sandbags that he was using
to
like keep the windshield down were literally bouncing off the windshield and then blowing sand everywhere.
Yeah, they ended up in his alternator. It ended up in the alternator and it damaged something electronically. I don't know the whole story of what happened, but it drove there. It did not drive there. Well, it didn't drive there. It was on a thing. You got it.
But we're gonna wrap this up. So
no, I don't think so. Let's keep going. We got another hour on us. All right, guys. So the next topic.
Before we go, keep in mind we are having our Black Friday sale currently. So like I said,
deals
for days. We have 30% off flash drives with the code BF Edits. Any flash drive or custom edit. That works for the 5-pack too. So if you want a 5-pack, those are normally $110. You can get 30% off of that while this Black Friday sale is going on. 50% off your first month of subscription. That's on gold, platinum, or silver. Silver is only $5 a month, so that'd be $2.50 if you subscribe right now. And then 10% off Audio Ace and Resilient Sounds with code BF Audio. So if you need anything from me, we have financing available. We have Affirm, PayPal Afterpay, and I think there's one more. I forget what it is, but we have options. We have payment options. So whatever you need. I'm
going to be the first person to affirm a flash drive.
Actually, you wouldn't be. There's actually been a few people do that. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So I mean, we no judgment. We have options. If you need anything.
And I will say, don't sleep on the DJ Dirty Bass rebases because I've heard it time and time again, and I'm not just saying it. I've heard multiple people say I gained by switching to DJ Dirty Bass, and I've seen it.
I hear that a lot too. I don't know how. Personally, I don't know how, but
clean sine waves, clean mixes.
Yeah, I can't say all of my edits are set to -5 dB. So, I set my stuff, especially in the newer pack. Some of the old stuff goes to -3. No, not -3. Some of the older stuff goes down to -7. But all of the newer packs, the ones that are labeled in, are -5. So, and they're perfectly set. I'm very meticulous about that.
And it shows.
If you're tired, if you're tired of hearing about a grown man's testicles, There's no intros on these.
Right. No intros. I will never have intros. There's one song that has an intro, and if you find
Don't
it, you
tell
find
them.
it. If
Don't
you find
tell
it,
them.
you
Let's
find it.
find it.
Which one is that?
There's one
That'll
song
be next
out
week's
there.
giveaway. The person who can figure that out.
But yeah. So that is this episode. Chad, thank you for coming on the Bass Drop Podcast.
Man,
You're
thank you
welcome
guys
to
for
stay
having me.
on. You're welcome to stay on after for a few minutes and chat with us if you want. But thank you guys for watching. Thanks for watching the Bass Drop Podcast. Tune in every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Stay loud. Don't forget to drop the bass. Let's play that outro.